we're back. Hi. How are we today? Look at this. I just did a video about like having to finish something versus spending time with it. Naturally, spending time with it is the better course of action. I liked it. I don't know about you guys. If you don't, I should say something mean right now, but I love you, so I'm not gonna. But consider things from a different perspective, and it was a nice video. It actually made me realize a few things. So what's up, my guys? Today's video is the pressure observed from knowing you're at the end of your level, and the jump to the next level comes with deeper understanding of many aspects. Super corny, no doubt. But here's the note. The pressure observed from knowing you're at the end of your level. Now that is keen, because I think that's when we start feeling enclosed, stuck, or kind of like unsexy. And jump to the next level, and the jump to the next level with deeper understanding of many. So this is pressure definitely observed. How do we know we're at the end of our level? If we were very much unemotional beings, and hear me out, our emotions play a pivotal role. Would I want to use pivotal or crucial? Let's say pivotal because they can either, the same emotion could be translated into a positive feeling or a negative feeling. No, the same emotion could be translated into a supportive feeling or a destructive feeling. Now, I'm not saying destructive in the terms of breaking a house down. Sometimes breaking a house down is actually supportive. Maybe you want to build, maybe you want to plant, maybe you want to do something else. It doesn't matter. But if your goal or vision is to actually build a house, then a feeling that makes you want to bring it down, destroy it, it's not really like a feeling unless you want to rebuild a different house. So yes. So that's why I chose instead of positive and negative, supportive and destructive. Because ultimately we get to do whatever the I can't hear any of you say it. We get to do whatever the fuck we want, right? So ultimately, it's our vision that decides is this where we want to go or not. And sometimes we have feelings, the feelings that we have, which could be taken to support our vision, sometimes are taken in different ways. So here in this video, or at the very least in this note, I'm making the video right now. In this note, I'm discussing the pressure observed from knowing you're at the end of your level. And the jump to the next level comes with deeper understanding of many aspects. So here I'm pointing at the pressure, but the jump itself is kind of like the closure that you need, right? Like you can't get closure in a relationship from a relationship if you're still in it. Can you? Can you? It's still ongoing. And it feels like, should I reflect on the pressure as the emotion or as the response to the emotion? Because I think the pressure is a response to an emotion of kind of like uh, I'm not doing I'm not doing the things I want, or I'm not doing in the way that I want to, or I want to be doing something this way, but I don't see it happening now. Notice I'm choosing my words carefully. The idea behind it is you get to observe by the end of the level. Okay, so like in life, you reach plateaus. There are no kind of like, there are no limits. It's a plateau, and every plateau comes with its own like sense of discovery. And I described it in a video about 400 videos ago. It was one of those early stages where my thought process was kind of like between me and myself, and I had to put it out there. And ideally, it's like this is where I am right now, and I could jump. A lot of people do it. They take a risk. But the thing is, I jumped a lot, and when I say jumped a lot, when I was basically some jumps hurt you, but you can handle it. But you don't really heal for the next step or the next stage. So you can take a risk and jump, but that would come with like a certain kind of like, let's not say weakness, but say like a thorn in your leg. And if you don't stop and kind of like realize what you did, or you don't reflect on where you were properly, in order for you to understand how you got to the image of this position for you to jump to it. That's more of an instinctive thing. The thorn on your side or in your leg might actually cause you to limp in the future, might break, might get infected, any way you want to visualize it. But it's the same with kind of like our momentum in life, because like anytime you're in a certain position, that's called the position, the level, the plateau. You're gonna look at yourself and you go like, this is where I want to be or not. If it's not where I want to be, amazing. There's another plateau that I have to reach. And again, like it's easier for you to kind of go to a different level and observe below. Maybe you go up in order for you to go somewhere else. You don't necessarily have to keep going up, man. And when I say up, I'm saying like, our growth is very much dictated by what we want to do. And it's easier for you to look at what you want to do from a higher angle. So like, know more is better than knowing less, or it's better than knowing enough until you find something that you like. And that's basically it. Like the way it is, I would describe using my dad. My dad was a pilot. And so he doesn't have mastery over anything except for being a pilot. And it's only because that was his job. But after like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, he started talking out loud more about woodworking and watching more videos about woodworking. And ultimately, basically, he just started buying little tools and working with them. And now he kind of like has his passion, his bliss, which is woodworking. Some might say being a pilot is a lot heavier, more from responsibility side. When it comes to like the things they do, they learn and everything, it's a lot more than woodworking. Woodworking is just, I'm not gonna say that. Woodworking is a piece, is a work of, is art. While like what he did was technical. So from a technical standpoint, no, woodworking is also technical. I don't know how to compare driving a fucking 500-ton plane to carving wood. But it seemed like a 500-ton plane comes with like years and years and years of like engineering, and to be able to drive it is kind of like it's like a 3 year fucking course and like a lot of safety measures and like protocols and shit like this. It's heavy shit. While woodworking is a lot simpler and more flowy and understanding and just kind of like it gives you freedom. So now he found his bliss, which kind of seems like he didn't have to be a pilot to find it, but because he actually like crossed that plateau, he was able to look at all different kinds of hobbies, which he had. He had I remember over 15 hobbies, man. Everything from skateboarding to having a boat at one point to parapont to paragliding. He literally just like used his current plateau to try a lot of smaller things until he finally found it. So, but uh, to get to that plateau, to get to that level, you have to cross a few. And I feel at the end of the life cycle of the level, you kind of start feeling pressure. And that's when you've explored a bit around you, whether you want to or not. Because if you're actively exploring, it probably takes less time and a bit more intentional energy. But if you're not really exploring, eventually you're going to realize, like, no, it's going to start bringing itself to you because the information is just going to like come to you. And ultimately, you're going to either feel cramped or accept it. And that's basically the movement that we kind of have and learning about why this is kind of like the feeling that we're getting. Ideally, I assume that if you were logical beings, we'd be able to kind of like walk, oh, this is a plateau. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to learn this, and move forward. And a lot of people can do that. But I think from an emotional level, we are able to kind of like feel our position much better. And we don't necessarily have to wait for it to become like claustrophobic for us to kind of like take a leap. But it's that leap that provides closure. That's that jump. And I really don't, it's not a leap of faith or anything like that. It's genuinely, I'm so aware of this position that anywhere I jump, I'm jumping in the direction that best suits me. You're not kind of risking, you're not risking a lot because you're not jumping based on instinct alone. You're jumping based on intuition. And intuition is, I think, a mix of like a bit of emotional intelligence, a bit of rational like understanding and conceptualizing, and instinct. And with that, basically, you're more familiar with the jumping. You don't necessarily like go through shit that you don't necessarily have to in order to like get over the jump itself. It's a lot cleaner and it's a lot more, uh, I want to say it's a lot more dynamic because as you jump, you're jumping with a full kind of like disclosed understanding of the things that the where you might land and the things you might be doing when you land, and basically like at the very least an opening to the new plateau for you to, because like once you reach a new level, it's gonna eventually become a plateau, and then but like you reach it, and then that's basically the entry point to discovery, and that I think is a lot more valuable to actually interact with your emotions, to start becoming more aware of when you can actually take that jump, and ultimately like the next level comes with a deeper understanding. How deep do you want the understanding to be? Maybe it gets you closer to the emotions that you're feeling or how to assess your emotions. Why the fuck not? It's a video. Woohoo!